It is finally time for Wi-Fi 7, but probably not for the reasons that you'd think. See, TP-Link sponsored this video to show off their Deco BE67 3-pack, and one of the headline features, like any Wi-Fi 7 setup, is of course the blazing fast Wi-Fi speeds of up to 14 gigabit per second, thanks to multi-link operation. But I offer an alternative reason to go Wi-Fi 7, and that is nowhere on the front of the box, not on the top. No. Ah, there it is. I have to go all the way to the side of the box to find it. Support for up to 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and look at that, and up to 320 megahertz channel widths, although that has the same issue as a lot of the conversation around multi-link operation, in that a lot of clients, especially things like iPhones, don't necessarily support it, but what they do support is 6 gigahertz. And as we actually showed recently over in a video on LTT, moving to 6 gigahertz can be a huge benefit to both the speed and especially the latency of your network. And it is now getting to the point where it is quite broadly supported. Even the MacBook Neo, Apple's new $600 laptop that I've been daily driving lately, and not gonna lie, absolutely loving, has support for 6 gigahertz and offers huge real-world benefits, especially in congested environments like apartment buildings or campuses. Let's come back to the BE67 3-pack though. This is not designed to run a campus, but TP-Link says it should be good for up to an 8,100 square foot house. Yeah, I'd say if you have a house that big, then the $700 US of this 3-pack should be no big deal for you. And it's got a lot of great features to justify that price. It has 3 Ethernet ports on board, a 1 gigabit per second port, a 2.5 gigabit per second port, and a 10 gigabit per second port. This gives you options in terms of how you want to deploy it. Say for example, I had a home server. I might plug that into the 2.5 gigabit per second port, then I might grab a 10 gigabit per second uplink switch and then run this port out to that to connect all of my client devices. Or if I had super fast internet, I might plug that into a high-speed uplink and then use the 10 gigabit per second port to run a backhaul connection to one of my other base stations. I could do that wirelessly, but a wire is never a bad idea, even when I'm doing a sponsored video for a Wi-Fi solution. It's wired where you can, and Wi-Fi where you can't in my life. Wi-Fi, you can't live with it, can't live without it. Wi-Fi, not wife. Yvonne, we're good. Let's have a look at what we've got in terms of accessories here. Power. Power, and just to mix it up, an Ethernet cable and power. Hey, that's fun. In a world where hardware reset buttons seem to be going away, TP-Link includes a little poker for it. You'll love to see it. Boop. Oh, I missed something before. It's got a USB 3 Type A port. Paint your home in Wi-Fi. This is actually a really important point. I like that TP-Link points out what size of square footage these kits are designed to cover, and you really do need to take their word for it. If you have a 2,000 square foot house, just get one. Don't buy 3 kits unless your walls are made of lead or something like that, because more Wi-Fi is not necessarily better, and more Wi-Fi is a huge part of why we've ended up in the awful mess that we're in today around 2.4 and even to a degree 5 gigahertz. So if we just judiciously apply our 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi, hopefully we won't need to keep frequency creeping. Looking for Deco. Okay, blue light. Oh, look, there it is. It's found. It's solid blue, yes. Fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. I got it. Okay, I'm gonna put this one here so you guys can see what's going on. Set up a Deco, connect to an Ethernet cable. Don't mind if I do. Where do you place this Deco? ShortCircuit. This app-based setup process has gotten better. Gotta give TP-Link credit for that. That was very painless. Oh, placement guide. Okay, single floor, do it like this. 2 floors, do it like that. 3 floors, do it like that. That's some good, simple advice. So you don't want them right above each other. They do a really good job of covering that off. And you want to spread them out across your various floors as much as you can. Place out in the open, away from large appliances. Love it. Okay, BRB.
We're going on an adventure.
8,000 square feet, they say. There we go.
All right, bye.
Nope, not there.
This is near a large appliance as well.
That is near a large appliance. Okay. There. All right, while we wait for that to boot up downstairs, we can take a look at some of the other features of the app. TP-Link has a lot of smart home devices, so you can add those here. They also have their security platform as well as parental controls. Oh, app management. That's actually pretty useful. It is a subscription service, but trying to keep track of whatever the heck it is that your teenagers are up to is, it's up to you whether that's worth it or not. The parental controls also include things like time control as well as analytics. Oh, and you can set up different profiles by age. Very nice. I should also probably mention their Home Shield subscription. This includes the parental stuff as well as their Security Plus, which is to help with network security, and Whole Home VPN. That could be a cool feature. Instead of installing it on your phone, your computer, your wife's computer, you can just install it on your router and then it applies across your whole network. Although it is worth noting that depending on your VPN, sometimes there can be inconveniences in general browsing, so your mileage may vary. With that out of the way, as much as I said before that it's not the most important feature of Wi-Fi 7, it can be pretty fast depending on your client. Theoretically, my phone supports MLO, at least some form of it. The upload is fast, good gravy. Oh, I wonder if that's just people using our connection right now. Our uplink tends to not be as saturated. Not really as high as I was expecting. Why don't we go into our settings here? Well, hello there, enable MLO. That couldn't hurt. Oh, they want to create a separate SSID for that, just in case you have legacy clients that get derped up by it. We peaked at over a gigabit, but it's slowing down now. And it's going back up again. Can we get over 1 gigabit? Yeah, we can. Again, I can't emphasize enough that over 2 gigabit per second on the upload. Can't emphasize enough that you're not doing anything on your phone that needs these kinds of speeds. The latency is probably gonna matter more for most of the things that you would download on a phone, but it also, you know, doesn't hurt. Now is probably as good a time as any to maybe, I don't know, how do we wanna test the roaming between the different base stations? They apparently have AI assistants, whatever that means. So why don't we go between them? I mean, I could just jump on a Teams call. I'm gonna call Sven. Okay, Sven, you can come sit here, and then we'll grab the iPhone.
Bye-bye. Hi, ShortCircuit.
All right, well, he's back on set. I'm gonna do everything in my power to not be connected to that access point and see if we can stay on this call. Hey, Sven, how you doing?
I can still hear you. You chopped up a little bit, but it sounds better now.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if I transitioned over already.
I think you did, yeah. I think as soon as it chopped it, you transitioned.
I'm on 1180.
Yeah, this one's still green. Nice. Is that a new one?
That's, I believe, this one. Yep.
Nice.
Huh, okay.
Hell yeah. Going.
Let's see if I go on to another one here. I'm just, you know,
good.
Still talking. Yeah. It's all
Hanging
good.
out, yeah. No chump.
I got my other one here. Man, I think this one's still gonna be in, oh man, this is still in range of the one downstairs. That's tough. What if I like go behind things that kind of block Wi-Fi a bit?
Yeah, no, you haven't chopped at all throughout this. It's kind of amazing.
Oh, no, I'm on F99E now. Okay, so I should be on this one right here.
Wow. Yeah, there we go.
Roaming between hotspots has gotten better. It is worth noting that some of this AP switching behavior can be impacted by your device itself, but that was I don't know what more of a demo you can possibly do to show that that was a pretty seamless experience, and they did a good job of handing off rather than being too sticky and staying on a really far away access point when it would be more optimal to be on a closer one. Very cool. On the subject of having older devices on your Wi-Fi network, it is worth noting that TP-Link has done a pretty good job of maintaining cross-generational compatibility for their Deco models. So if you wanted to add, one more device to your kit, for instance, then picking one up on Facebook Marketplace might not be a terrible idea as you build out your network. And that's it. Subscribe to ShortCircuit. Thanks TP-Link again for sponsoring this video.